Hello, my name is Pauline. Welcome to my channel. And if you're new here, thank you for joining me. I've just come out for a wander to get some fresh air. It's early evening. The birds are singing. Beautiful, calm. Following on from my video about being kind to yourself, it's very easy to be given a place and a state of calm and peace and quiet and rest, because that's what we need. To then disrupt that and think to go and visit someone or call someone, even to go somewhere, nip to the shops, and we don't really need anything. But when the body is calling for rest and replenishment of energy, that we yield into that and allow ourselves that space of peace and quiet. I came out earlier and there were people around, children had come out from school, noise, dogs barking. And I really wanted to record some sounds for you that you could hear. My friend used to call me up and say, "What do you listen to? Is it a relaxation music?" I said, "No, it's the music of nature. It's what I hear every day." It's so easy to take this for granted. So in a separate video I'm going to record this for you, that you can play it in the background if you want, and even loop it. And just allow yourself to come in sync with the nature, with the natural surroundings, with the animal kingdom, with the birds who serenade us every day. Nobody makes laws and rules for them to just exist. They find their way. They make their living presence known as a reminder to look higher. How beautiful it must be to live a life without the burdens of life. But to flow in the seasons. And I think many people are starting to do this now. They're giving up the rules, conforming, complying, and choosing to live a life more in touch with nature. I was listening to a friend the other day, and she was telling in her video, we'd already spoken one-to-one, but she'd posted another video of her walk overseas by a big lake. And she said that she hugs trees and trees talk to her. I suppose I don't do that, but I allow the birds to make their song, and in the same way I find this serenity and peace so beautiful. It's refreshing to the soul. It's hard to believe that I'm here in the heart of England when I could be anywhere, even in the jungle somewhere, just being so in touch with a language from these creatures created by God. Not knowing what they're saying, but hearing them just communicating to each other and between each other. And I suppose in human terms, what could equal that is watching young children who are playing freely and laughing together. They're not scared, they're not apprehensive, they're chattering away, whatever's going on in their minds, and they play and they express themselves in their innocence. And a long time ago we used to do that, but sometimes we forget that we are free spirits. And I just found myself a place to sit here, with taking everything in, all the shades of green and brown. It really is beautiful. It really is peaceful. There is no one else around, not even dog walkers. And in this moment, an aeroplane is going by somewhere to a destination. Whether it's leaving the country or arriving, I don't know. But this is the time of year where a great many people go on holiday in search of something, to get away from something. And it is only with not travelling at this particular time for a few years that I have a greater appreciation for the beauty that exists in this country and for the nature that exists practically on my doorstep. There are other locations not too far away either. And it's a reminder that near or far to wherever you are, there might be somewhere that appeals to your heart and soul, that brings you to a place of peace and oneness and calm. Such a beautiful day today, and we think we've got to get outside and do something because the sun's shining, where it's still daylight. And I truly believe this is the best time in this season. Nature isn't too overgrown. There are still blossoms on the trees and the various greens in the lushness of this environment. Even the ferns aren't fully grown yet. And I'll come out if I'm still here. You never know, we might move. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And photograph this place in its transformation, because it will be different in a month or 2 months. But in this particular moment, even if you're not here, to be with me, sharing this experience, take a few moments just to allow your thoughts and the stresses of the day just to subside for a while. And imagine yourself just sitting in a place of absolute calm and peace. And even if there are noises in the background or in the distance, bring your attention to your own breath and the stillness that you experience with this experience. And I invite you to share these few minutes with me. In a space, wherever you are now, that you may feel the wave of calmness come over you. The energy of the trees and greenery nourish you and fill you. And the oxygen that you breathe to enliven you. You see, we can feel dehydrated and drink water, and then we can feel dehydrated again. But it's something totally different when you're out in nature and you're feeling calm and you're feeling relaxed. And you're allowing the birdsong to communicate its truth without restraint. We don't know what they understand, but they're not ignorant creatures. They find their home in what is a safe haven for them, wherever that may be. And when you can sit in your calmness, in their safe haven, you become part of that family too. While there are so many illnesses in the world and so much stress, so many people struggling and desperately unhappy because they've made choices or they haven't been able to manage their lives in a way that they can cope because they haven't arrived at that point yet. Even allowing 10, 15, 20 minutes away, a break from the day, can make all the difference. And while so many people are taking sleeping tablets or antidepressants because they haven't allowed themselves to listen within, they haven't allowed themselves to find a way to nourish that goodness within. They haven't yet found a way to break away from pressures and expectations and even thinking that we need to deal with something that has gone, even if it caused so much pain and so much sorrow. The moment we come back to ourselves, not disregarding anything that's happened in the past, but to stay in the present, to put things to the side where they belong, and to embrace who we are now in our present time. Without feeling pain, without feeling sorrow, without feeling the need to stay in control. Because when we think we need to stay in control, we build stress and worry and pressure from within. But when we allow ourselves to let everything be, and we allow ourselves to be, to relax, to do what we can do, and to take time out for me and for you too, this helps to bring things into perspective. How beautiful the sound of nature is. It doesn't need an artificial voice. It doesn't need explaining. Nature came to teach us, not for us to teach nature. And as we live in the flow of our experiences, and life and the seasons of life, when we notice and observe the changes of the seasons in nature, we're not fighting or defying what is. Nature has its wisdom. Within our being, we are cultivating wisdom. Nature has understanding. And within our being, there is understanding to be made known. We can do nothing about yesterday. And if something didn't go according to plan today, or yesterday, or the past, perhaps we need to just be like nature and live in the flow and do what we've got to do when we've got to do it, but remaining in the flow, breathing in calm, breathing in the energy of life, letting nature lead its way, and the birdsong, wherever they may be, that we always be reminded, wherever they are, they feel safe. Thank you for sharing this time with me today. Take care.